Okay. Hello, Mrs. Wilcox. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to be your dietitian today. My name is Angelina. And I see that the doctor has recently diagnosed you with GERD and recommended that you lose weight. Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct.
So, can you tell me more about your GERD symptoms?
I notice that I have indigestion, heartburn, and belching after I eat, which causes me a lot of discomfort. I know I eat 3 meals a day at relatively the same time. However, I notice that at night when I lay down to go to sleep, I experience worse symptoms. I remember reading somewhere that smoking may inflame GERD, but I don't smoke. I don't understand why I have these problems.
That's good that you don't smoke, and you are correct in saying that smoking does irritate GERD. However, you mentioned that at night your symptoms are worse. It's actually recommended not to eat within 3 hours of going to bed, as this does worsen GERD symptoms. And also, just a tip, try sleeping with an extra pillow just to elevate your head, and this will help you as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Would you mind going through your daily routine with me? I see your 24-hour diet recall, but would you mind going through it with me?
Sure. I'm pretty busy. I work as a realtor, running a house, and taking care of the kids, so I don't have much time to myself. I like to eat a hearty breakfast, such as eggs, because I don't have time to eat lunch until later, where I normally get it through drive-through after I pick up my kids from school. For dinner, I like to cook something easy and quick, such as yesterday we ate canned soup.
It seems like you don't have a lot of time on your hands. The nutrition therapy for GERD follows a low fat and anti inflammatory diet, which will help relieve your symptoms. So, here are some charts that show what foods to avoid and some options for substitutions. And these can you can use these as an aid when you go grocery shopping as well. And I specifically like these charts because they offer a substitution as well instead of just giving you a black and white, this is what you can't have.
Exactly.
All right, so now that you have these charts, let's look at your 24-hour food recall. So first, I noticed, like you said, you eat 3 meals a day. And so, actually, another recommendation to help with GERD is to eat smaller meals frequently throughout the day. And let's just say 5 smaller, nutritiously dense meals, as an example. So, since you have a busy schedule, we can focus on healthy, GERD friendly foods that you can eat on the go. Do you feel this is something you can do?
Yes, I think that would work for me. It might work out better, actually. I always feel slightly guilty taking my kids to a fast food drive-through after school. Also, it would be nice to have snacks on hand.
Great. I also wanted to point out that some of the foods in your 24-hour diet recall have that we can focus on substituting. By looking at the charts again, we can pick out the foods that may be causing you trouble. So let's start with breakfast. So perhaps eat a hard boiled egg or a poached egg instead of eggs scrambled in butter, just to follow more of the low fat guidelines. And also, unfortunately, coffee is not included in the GERD diet. However, I noticed that you add whole milk to your coffee, so perhaps drink a cup of 1% or skim milk as a replacement. Do you like 1% or skim milk?
I prefer 1% over skim, although my family and I have always been drinking whole milk. That may be a tough transition for us.
Yes, changing diet habits, they can be difficult. So now let's look at what you eat for lunch. So it's great that you eat an apple with your meal. However, meats such as hot dogs are not included in the GERD diet recommendations. So perhaps substitute your meat with grilled chicken or deli meat such as sliced turkey. For your dinner, you can substitute the cheesy broccoli with steamed broccoli, and for red wine, I recommend perhaps like a flavored infused water. And then lastly, instead of chocolate cake, how about you substitute fruit as a dessert? So, what fruits do you typically like or prefer?
Well, I'm bummed that I will have to give up my chocolate cake because I really love chocolate. But I suppose I can substitute fruit as a dessert instead. I've always loved berries such as strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. I also really enjoy watermelon, and I know my kids love fruit.
That's great. So now that you have information about what foods to avoid and substitution options, I would like you to keep a diet log for the next 2 weeks until we meet again. So be sure to write down what you eat, when you eat it, and how you feel after you eat. This way, we can also determine what other foods might be causing your GERD symptoms that are not in the recommended guidelines. So, do you feel this is something you can accomplish?
Yes, I can keep a diet log. However, since I'm on the go a lot, can I keep it electronically instead of writing it down? That would be easier for me.
Sure, that's a great method. Whatever works best for you. Next, I'd like to discuss how the doctor recommended you lose weight. By incorporating more frequent nutrient dense, smaller meals into your diet, like we discussed earlier, you will feel satisfied throughout the day and less likely to overeat when you eat a meal. Do you exercise regularly?
No, I don't seem to have enough time to go to the gym. Plus, I never know what types of exercise to do, but I do like to walk.
I understand that you have a busy schedule, but you don't always need to go to the gym to receive adequate exercise. You mentioned that you enjoy walking. Do you live in an area that has sidewalks or close to a park where you could walk?
Now that you mention it, there is a new park close to home that I wanted to check out. Now, with my daughter getting her driver's license soon, I'll have more time in the morning since I won't have to drive her to school. Perhaps I could start walking in the park in the morning.
That sounds like a great plan. It's awesome that you're already planning how exercise can work into your daily schedule. Now that we have discussed ways to lessen your GERD symptoms and lose weight, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel that you can accomplish these goals?
I would say 8. I'm pretty confident in my ability to make changes. However, I know that the dietary changes will be a tough transition, although I'm looking forward to relieving my GERD symptoms.
I'm glad to hear your confidence in your ability. Here's also a website link with GERD diet friendly recipes just to help your diet transition. They have all types of recipes ranging from breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Great.
So I will see you in 2 weeks where we will go over your diet log, check your weight, and generally see how you're coping with the changes. However, before we leave, do you have any questions?
No, thank you for meeting with me. See you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
See you. Thank you.